Okay, so let us start. The chapter's name is Let's Float on the River. So, as the chapter's name suggests, that it is related with a vehicle that is, or a transport that is, we use while traveling via water. Okay, so like we know that there are forests in many places, right? Now, even previously, how it was, there were large stretches of forest. So, to travel in a distant place, either people used to walk or used to ride on animals. Like, for example, riding horse was risky also, and there was a lot of chances, there were a lot of chances to be attacked by the wild animals or other by human beings, means dacoits, thieves. But uh, traveling through water, that is traveling via rivers or riverway, was a much safer option. Then many were already aware of the fact that things can float on water at that time. So what they used to use previously, they used to use raft to float in earlier. A raft is a kind of a plank of wood or made up of bamboo. They are all tied together like a bed. You have beds at home, it was like that. And used to float with the help of a bamboo stick or something. It is to remain afloat and people can climb onto it and ride. There were varieties of boats and Panshi. Panshi means wherry. Were also made. Small boats, ferries, wherries. They used to carry what? They used to carry luggage and also for various transportation. Now, what is the kind of Panshi? As you will also have a question, they have already answered here. Now, Panshi is kind of a dinghy boat, small boats, but these are longer and lighter. You have long boats. You can see many fishermen in the ponds or in the rivers. They used to very black and long and thin. These have boats, have sails, right? And they travel faster with strong winds. The picture of which is given on your left hand side of the book. Rubber must be used carefully in this. Rudders must be used carefully in this boat. Rudder is a kind of a handle that you will find if you have ridden any if you rode on any boats, you'll find there is a handle that is attached at the back of the boats, and to move left or right, the man who drives the boat, usually, it's like a car kind of a thing which is there at the end, at and you have to, if you go to the right, you have to move that handle. Okay, so that is called the radars. Now again, same, now you will also have the same question. Now what is a radar? Radar is similar to a cycle's handle. The direction of the boat is decided by the radar. So if you want to go to left, then you turn your cycle on the left handle and it turns left. If you want to go to right, you turn your cycle's handle and it goes on your right. And if you want to move straight, then you have to keep your handle straight, cycle's handle straight. Now sails are kind of a we have seen that is here in the picture. Sails are mainly they catch the wind. So what happens, you sail faster. And similarly, what they have here mentioned is that you have to imagine that you are cycling in a storm. So what happens, you will what you will happen if you hold the cycle tightly. So if you are like, there are certain slants you will find, you just hold the cycle tightly and hold through the brake, and you don't have to paddle the bike, paddle your cycle, you just ride, glide actually. So this is what happens with the help of the sail. You have to like catch the wind, and you have to, and the boat sails away. But if the radar is not held properly, then the boat might capsize. Capsize means it might sink or it might collapse. The radar has to be kept very firm if you are catching the sail, right? The strong winds. So now what are like ferry boats crossing has oars. Now what are oars? Now oars are pulled backwards so that the boat moves forward. Okay, so nowadays you have various diesel engine boats. Previously, and steamers, you must have traveled. They have no sails at all. It has got a diesel engine, so it travels accordingly. So if you have a strong wind or a less wind, it will travel at its own speed. Now it is a question that, do they have radars? Of course. Without radars, you cannot actually imagine anything, because radars is the required, and it actually, what happens? It actually decides the direction. So without a direction, a boat cannot be manufactured, right? Okay, then next chapter is also very small, which is at page 142 of your textbook. It says the name of the chapter is Vehicles in Your Locality. Now, this chapter is hardly anything. If you read through, you will, and there's a map, right? Vehicle and its symbols. You have cycle rickshaws, you have cycle vans, you have bullock carts, which is now uncommon. Yeah, buses, you might see lorries as you go into the high road or in the main road, motor cars, auto rickshaws, you have ferry boats if you actually go to the Ganga side, then motorcycles and scooters. So these are the vehicles that are very commonly seen in on the roads, right? So, and trains are also another one, but this is mainly related to locality, so that is a means of transport. But here on the road, you find these kind of, you have cycles also, which is also there. So these are the common vehicles that you see around you. So this is the chapter which shows the vehicles or the types of vehicles we ride upon in our locality. Now new automobiles are also available, and like the bullock carts, we don't see it. We have horse carts also, but we don't see them now, not very common. So now, but there are many, so these are the things that is mainly there in this, and there's a map which is drawn just to give an idea of the location. Now I think you know, and you have seen the notice that's been given by our headmaster. It was posted in the group that you have your puja vacations or puja holidays, which is beginning from tomorrow until I think 1st of November. So within this span of time, since this year is quite different from the regular puja year, every year the you people go out enjoy, but this year being very different from the rest of the years, we have to be very careful and cautious while traveling or being outside home. So if you are going into the pandals or your near home, para pujos, be careful. You have to go. You cannot stay at home always. But if you go out, you have to keep something in mind, that you have to carry your own sanitizer, which is available plenty in the market. You have to and must wear a mask and maintain safe distance from the people around you. If you see that the pandal is crowded, right, then you might you must return home, not stay there, right, and go after some time. So this social distancing and use of sanitizer and mask is your basic defense against this COVID 19. So you have to enjoy, but keeping these things in mind, yeah, and you have to listen to your elders and especially your parents when they stop you for doing something. You must listen to them, right? You have your own community people near you, then you can mix with them, that too maintaining social distance. So this year puja vacation is much different than the rest of the puja vacations. So the instructions, and it is always published in the newspaper, television, and you all know it by now. So keep that in mind, right?